What's going on, guys? It's Valley back again with another video, another guide for Valorant. This time we're talking Viper. My last video we talked about Sage and some of her nade spots and that sort of thing. I don't necessarily want to talk about Viper's, we'll talk about a little bit about wall placements and grenade placements, but I want to talk a little bit more in detail about kind of how you play the character and, where she really shines versus just talking about ability usage otherwise. So if you want to get more ability usage, where to place some good walls and stuff, Fran made a really nice video about it, but I kind of want to talk just more about her playstyle than anything. So we're on Split right now, which is a map that I personally am not a huge fan of just because I played it way more than any of the other maps. But yeah, so Viper is a controller, so she's really great at splitting up the map and just owning an area. So when I'm playing Viper, usually on Split, you have someone covering mid, someone covering B, so you have someone here at B, someone covering kind of this mid-heaven area, so they can rotate, and you have someone at A. And as Viper, I typically like to play kind of in this area, right around ropes, so I can usually I put my Q down here, or you can throw it further as well if you want. I'm gonna actually end the phase, but yeah. But yeah, so you can throw it further forward, you can throw it down there. I like to just make sure it's up in this middle area so I can really easily control mid. I can push forward if I want towards boxes. But before I do that, before I put that there and set it there, when I'm coming out of spawn, I usually either I want to save my wall for later, or I want to just put it up right about here. And that way I can help whoever is holding A for my team, whether they're holding ramps or they're holding main. I can give them kind of a wall initially so they can get a free peek. I can help them control at A, and then if they say, okay, they're going A, they're rushing A, I can just back off of where I'm playing mid, it kind of cover my retreat, and play back this way. Hey, help out at A, I've got my wall. I can rotate point, play heaven, play backside. And then on the other side of things, if they say, okay, hey, we're rushing B, right? I can rotate B. I can still control mid. I can make a rotation over into heaven. And if I don't think this is the safest, I can rotate all the way back through. Really, I just want to be kind of that mid area. I want to be controlling different areas and being that kind of floater character where holding a point alone as Viper is, you can absolutely do it, right? You could hold A pretty solidly alone with just proper use of walls and nades, even without your ultimate. But being that floater type of character, where you can just kind of float between points on defense, help out whoever's at A, support there, help out whoever's at B, use your walls to really kind of allow you to hold an area and support other areas without actually having to be there, is really nice and is honestly where she starts to excel and thrive, at least on the defensive end of things. Let's talk a little bit about how you maybe want to play Split on the offensive side of things, because playing on the defensive end, yeah, you could hold A, you could hold B, you can really hold any of these areas pretty effectively. You could play here and be the rotation to B. You could wall off right there, or you could wall off at an angle like this. It's really just up to you, but I like that floating style of play instead of more of a stagnant style where you don't get as much value and aren't able to help your team as much. So on offense, it's a little bit different. You can still play this kind of flotation style, right? So say my team we send 3 here. We have people poking B. We have someone poking B mid, through mid here from B side, and we had a couple people go A/sewers. And we're really looking to kind of push our advantage here. I can help my teammate get a free peek over at B, I can just wall up. If I can like cover them as they rotate through here, I can wall up and really kind of cover this peak right here. And while I'm doing that, I don't have to necessarily be there. Of course, we can be there and we can rush that. We can use other smokes, but I can still be supporting in here while they're doing it. They can call for it, and I can wall bank some of my nades and really kind of cover that backside. And really just allow us to rotate A. Control the room. It's really just about controlling areas, right? Like, you have so much utility as this character, and especially with the ability to be able to pick up your Q on offense. For instance, so say we take this area, right? We just pushed in. I used both my Venom Mines to push in, but we covered at least this doorway. We covered here. I now have control over grapples if I really want to push that way and my team wants to push that way. But if we want to push back this way, I have my wall still on point. Right? And again, I can just control whichever side I want. Not really. Rotate in. And then again, I can just pick it up and play slow and keep using it, right? Like, I don't have to waste this. Like, I can wall up as I'm trying to push in. If we know they're there. I could have maybe controlled there. I can control here and go for a plant. It's really just how you want to control the area, right? You have so much utility to be able to push, especially with being able to help your teammates in other places, and even bait with walls, thinking maybe they're going that way. But just working alongside your team to control spaces like this, if you have teammates with you, this is such a free push up this like area. Like, even if you didn't wall up here, which you can absolutely wall from spawn into this B area and give yourself free value, but like this nade right here, like, is absolutely just kind of free into those doors. They're not going to peek you there. And if you have someone smoking with you and stuff and covering, you can absolutely just cover that. You don't have to. You could just throw your Q and get in there. But yeah, you just have so much push potential on offense with her that it's honestly just about maximizing utility and value. Whereas on defense, it's about floating in between sites. Offense is about being able to push people off of positions that they're holding just by using your abilities. So honestly, I think Bind is one of, if not Viper's best map. It's one of what feels like a smaller map, a lot easier to just kind of control the area, especially defensively. I saw Skadoodle putting walls up like right here on this map to control showers. I'm not necessarily sure that's the best usage. I think overall, if you're holding A, people like to say that they like to like smoke here. This is one of those maps where being a floater is a little bit harder for Viper, but that's fine because you can still help out B from A with walls if necessary, because you can just see that blue line go all the way across on the mini map and cover both those, like just cover both those doors, which is insane. But this is one of the ones where she can just kind of stagnantly hold off on her own and stall out pretty easily. Like, you just get the Q at the front. There, just like that. Maybe you wall off showers because you realize you're just kind of solo holding. So now you've got wall up there, drop wall, cover showers, and you put the orb up in main so they can't push through. Rotate over. Really, you just have so much control. Maybe you leave showers and you decide you want to push up through U-Haul. But yeah, overall, there's just so much point control that she's able to find value with on defense. Even on B, it's the same way. You can wall off B long to really go for an orb if you want. I think getting orbs is massive amounts of value. And again, with the Q, you can just pick it up and rotate as necessary. This is a character that just dominates in holding sites and controlling spaces, right? And you do not have to play stagnantly. You can just be rotating between sites. You can be looking for flanks. You can be playing even aggressively. There's so many options for her, how to use her kit. Like if you want to push forward and play aggressively, free peek them here. Like there's just so much value you can find using her. And honestly, I could just talk on end about the different ways to use her walls and that sort of thing, but I really don't want to make a clip going through every single wall usage that I've found. I think there's a ton of valuable ones on every single site. We talked a little bit about some of the ones on split, but you can do ones on split over walls into B. Really, the general concept you need to understand is that when you're using your E, if you look over a wall, it will go over that wall and into the area, right? So let's just restart, and I'll show you.
They all do after a while.
Yeah, so for instance, let's talk about this, right? We started on defense, but it doesn't really matter. I can literally wall off showers from here. From the backside of A, I can wall off showers. Just entirely. And not even just my entrance to showers, their entrance to showers as well. I can just cover kind of the entire area, which is really strong. Other people have pointed out in their videos, you can cover both doors at both entrances to B from A. It's really just whatever this blue line does. You'll notice, for instance, one I really like to do is from here at A. Make sure you safe peek this, but I like to just kind of cut the point off with this line, right? However, if I look straight down, I don't have the wall, it's not going to go. So I have to look directly over the top of the skybox and fire it, right? As long as I'm looking up and that blue line exists, that is where it will eventually fall. And it will put up the wall. And that's exactly kind of what I want to do. And there's so much value you can find on every map with it. On offense, using it to cut off sites, using it to cut off sight lines for pushes, it's really just so much more value than almost any other ability in any other character's kit in my mind. Which is why I think she's definitely a top tier character, especially in the right hands. If you're a good Viper, you will just be able to absolutely dominate a game and carry the game, especially if you know how to use your ult. Everything's about zone control and being able to control space. You don't even necessarily have to be a top fragger. Just having that supporting utility can give so many advantages to your team. But that's the general consensus about Viper. My suggestion is if you're going to pick up Viper, learn the walls, learn the good walls, go into custom games and practice, learn nades, watch videos. DeFran did a good video on how to do proper nading techniques, and just really kind of learn where you want to set up, how you want to control sites, and see what other people are doing, because you have so much control on defense and on offense. And be that floater. Play between sites, help your team even if you're not at that site, and yeah, go have fun. And I will catch you guys in the next video.